Hey, handsome.
Hi, beautiful. Hi, friends. Host Eric here, who's talking French people. I'm here with my beautiful, special girlfriend, Rachel.
Hi.
There she is. And guess what? Today I ask the important question. Are you truly alive or are you living a lie?
That's such a big question. So, what they would say, loaded.
Well, it seems contradictory because if you're living, then you must be truly alive. But if you're living a lie, then it's not truth.
True.
You're lying to live.
You're lying to live.
Yeah. So
Ooh, who do you think's lying to live?
lying to live. Hubert Humphrey.
I was trying to figure out that name.
Hubert Humphrey.
Yes, you are right.
Former
Yes.
president Hubert Humphrey. It's picking about inconsistencies in what someone is saying in Form TI, yes. That's like a baseline Form TI. Like, if I say, I'm going to take you to the store right now. And then I say, I'm going to the store, but you have to stay here. Someone will say, wait a second, I'm confused. Are you taking me with you, or are you leaving me behind? That's like baseline TI. Somebody who's not a TI user will try to reconcile that rather than demanding the other person reconcile it. We'll be like, okay, so wait, do you mean that you're going to go there first and then me? Yeah. You are dying to live, Freddie Forgiato, but I'm living a lie. No, I mean, I'm fully, truly alive.
Oh, yeah.
But you're lying to die.
Now, can it be like laying too? Like lying on the floor to die? Like, you know how like Tina sometimes when her boyfriend is with other girls, she lies on the carpet and she's like,
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of today.
I feel very stomachy today. Highly stomachy.
Got the stomachs.
Got the stomachs. Now, we just visited with my daughter, Delilah, my very favorite daughter, my only child, Delilah.
Aww.
And as usual, I enjoyed listening to them both being truly alive about makeup and nails and stuff. They like to chat about girl stuff together.
We do.
And I appreciate it because, it's not something that either of them can really chat with me about and have me be particularly interested in this topic, although Rachel occasionally makes a stab at it.
I do.
What do you think looks better? I'm like,
you look like the guy from ACDC. Yeah, like that's like, okay, yeah, that works.
oh, was that not a very flattering remark? I didn't even
No,
occur
I
to me.
loved it. No.
It didn't occur to me until you just said it right now that, maybe you wouldn't have found that a good thing.
No, I found that as good. I'm like, oh, he rocks those outfits. I must look good. Hey, Octavio Silva and Freddie Forgiato, if we do not say hello already. There's a character I've been trying to type. He's to be very good at that and at that. So I was thinking ISFJ instead of INFP.
Well, ISFJ is certainly plausible. They have decent TI, as is INFJ. If they do that a lot, if the character is always picking up inconsistencies, then he's probably a TP rather than a FJ or an FP. But if you think that they're too much sort of EQ for that, then maybe you're right. My girlfriend loves talking about how cute pets are. That's one of those girly conversations that I find it tough to add to. Well, see, that's one of those girly conversations that Rachel and I have no problem.
Yeah, we don't. That we don't.
We can sit there and talk about how cute the cat is all day long.
No, but Delilah and I are very into the typical girly things like nails and hair and makeup and clothing and accessories and being a girl.
That's because Sky Gear, YouTube knows that you're living a lie. That's why it linked you to this one right away, because they wanted you to learn something about that.
There's a lesson there.
There's everybody who comes to this live stream today is one of two possibilities: either they're truly alive or they're living a lie. Only two possibilities.
Which one?
Yesterday I was living a lie. Today I'm truly alive. The difference is mostly amphetamines.
It honestly was, I gotta say, a whole magical trip.
It was really great.
It really was. You got lost.
I really didn't have any expectations that Delilah was going to have amphetamines. I just asked as sort of a matter of course, like, well, just check. Might as well check. And maybe she does.
Yeah.
She
You know
did.
what? You were rewarded because she was talking about her, things with the pen, and you didn't say anything about it, condescending or whatever, parenty. And then what showed up? Amphetamines.
Yeah, I don't really say parenty things to Delilah. Hey, you got any speed? That's not really the most parenty thing a person could say. But
I've been enjoying this Snoop Dogg OG.
yeah, I like it too. I'm quite fond of it. Makes me think of gin and juice for some reason.
I think you're on your period too.
I think I am on my period. I gotta say, great period, by the way.
Thank you. Did I leave it open?
No, I'm saying you're doing a
thank you.
fantastic job with your period this month. We're not fighting.
No, I have on the right medication.
Yeah. So, in the past month, sometimes period time has been a challenging time for us.
Yes, it has been.
This month, nice and easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Delilah's great. I love hanging out with her, and she likes hanging out with us. But of course, because we're both FI polar, we don't really seek each other out unless we got a cause. So the only reason I saw her this morning was because she needed my help picking her up from the mechanics and dropping her back off at her house. But I was happy to have the opportunity to see her. I don't care if I have to do a little errand or something. That's fine.
That's family.
Yeah. It's weird how much positive feelings I have for her, even though I almost never experience in them.
That's great.
Like when I do think about it and I feel like, oh, Delilah, then I feel all this like really rich, juicy FI, but I almost never actually feel it because I'm not thinking about that,
Not to wah the news, but we had news that Cam got hurt. He hurt his back. We got news from Eric's dad that Cam, as in Cammoto, got injured his back, and we hope him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, indeed. He was probably getting too gnarly with his electric toys.
Possibly.
Taking gnarly jumps or something.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, I gotta put the burgers on the grill. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, Sky Gear, Lord of the Promiscuous and E-Tool. Wasn't it a wholesome interaction with his progeny? It really was. It was very nice to talk to Delilah. I am a very girly girl. I I appreciate beauty and fashion. So to have another female who is interested in the same sort of things, and she showed me this drink called the strawberry drink, I believe, from Starbucks. So she's like, if you want another option instead of coffee, you get the strawberry drink. I'm like, yes, because I don't always want to get coffee when I go to Starbucks. And when I do go to Starbucks and I don't get coffee, I usually get the like hibiscus tea with like lemon, I think. But I don't do that very often.
You know what's highly romantic? Sensuality.
It really is.
Highly romantic. Yeah. And I'll tell you what's deeply sensual is romance.
Oh.
It goes both ways. It's biconditional like that.
Oh, that's so nice. I always get water on my shoe.
What's SE inferior like, Rachel? What's it like having SE in the fourth slot?
I feel like I can't keep up, but it's something that I do partake in. Like, I do like on a regular day, say we were in quarantine, I'd probably take a walk, go bike. I go biking. I go to the mall to walk around sometimes, just to walk around. Although I do like shopping. So people see me doing things. They see me doing walks, and there are times where I'll join a membership to a gym for maybe 6 months, and then I'm like, I don't go there enough. So it doesn't do much for me. I can do this at home, so I stop.
I will tell you what I think SE inferior is like. SE inferior means if you're riding your bike, you're finally not thinking and you're finally out of your head, because if SE is a relief for you, then it means that when you're out and about, like on your bicycle, you're picking up on what you're seeing. You're not stuck in your head finally. And that's why it's a relief for people who have NI in the first slot.
Yeah.
Is that they're finally not in their knowing box.
Many times.
They lets them out of their knowing box. Now, in contrast, somebody like me who doesn't have SE in the front stack, my relief comes from knowing rather than intuiting externally. So it's like, this is my comfort zone here, making meaning. But for me, the alternative is, instead of not being in my head, it's being in my body.
That's good.
So it's like NI DOMs, they need relief from being in their head by being out of their head. NE DOMs, they need relief from being inside their head by being in their body. It's different.
Now, good attempt. The spelling of my last name of them plates 48. It's LAPELOSA.
I appreciate you calling her Lafalosa, though. That's
isn't
cool.
that cool?
I like when people call
do
each other by their last name.
No. Eric is more quick than I am. I have to be very careful of my surroundings, but I really just think that's an intuitive thing.
Yeah, the thing is, we're both clumsy. We're both inattentive, because most of the time we're both in our heads. It's a different kind of in our head. So, like for me, being extroverted intuition, yes, it means talking, and it means putting out these ideas, but they get thought about it when I'm not talking. They get thought about the same thing's happening right in my head that's happening right now, basically. Except I have less that I'm responsive to that's external. So I'm more like responding to things that I SI rather than things that I'm seeing.
And do you think that's why there's been a decrease in the live streams, yo?
Oh, the live stream decrease has everything to do with these books that I'm reading.
Actually, that is the truth. He's been trying to get through these Wheel of Time books, and it's been a slow incline, is how I would describe it. I would say that I am more observant. I do pay attention to my surroundings. Yes, I do. But I am still clumsy. Like my SI Dom grandma, when I was growing up, would always be like, "Why do you have so many bruises on your knees? What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. I was always like, into retarding, like playing in the grass on my knees and stuff."
So these books are starting to piss me off. Okay, they're starting to piss me off because it takes forever for anything to happen in these books. Okay, it's like they're written by ENFP, I'm pretty sure. And they're good. I mean, I'm interested in them. I'm interested in the characters. I'm interested in the magic, the world, the universe that they're in. I'm interested in the dynamics of the various, I guess, power vectors and stuff within the universe. But they just spent too much time, or he spends too much time dealing with all the sort of back end machinations of the politics of things in the world, and in too little time with the magic and the battles and the moving the plot forward. And I'm talking about the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan.
Did I say
Although speaking of Harry Potter, Delilah recommended that we watch or rewatch the Harry Potter movies, and I think we will do so. She offered to.
Would really like to. Because I was 16 when that came out. So, like, I was, like, too cool, to be, like, reading it. But my sister and my brother were really into it. So I kind of, like, missed the hump of... Though I know, like, adults read it and everything, I was still, like, books, like, nerds. So, admittingly, I didn't read the books. I tutored kids though, they would bring Harry Potter, and I would tutor them using the books, but I didn't read it myself. So I would really like to see the movies because I heard they're good.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Lawnmower. It seems as though, but I think Harry and Hermione might both be Alpha Quadra.
Hey, Ned Ludd, 1811. What happened in 1811? I'm going to look it up. Is there anything? $1811. What happened in the year 1811? First steamboat left from Pittsburgh for New Orleans. El Salvador fought its first battle against Spain for independence. 1811, November 7th, General William Henry Harrison won the Battle of Shawnee Indians at the Battle of Tippecanoe in the Indiana territory. I remember learning about that actually. Eric believes J.J. Rowling is an INFJ. I agree. That's probably why I didn't read it too. I mean, I think that intertype. So like, I believe that like INFJs and INFJs are the biggest critics of each other because they see each other, they see themselves in each other, if you know what I'm saying. So like I was like, kid with glasses who has like a mark on his head and he can do magic. Ooh, so creative. I was 16. Like I didn't care about Harry Potter. Well, Harry Potter. Oh, hey, Ahmad. We're talking about Harry Potter because it's on HBO right now. And Delilah was saying that me and Eric should watch it together. And I think she is right. I really want to watch the movies. I've never seen them. I've heard they're excellent. I know the books are out. I know the books are excellent. I'm just not going to read them because I'm like a reader and doer. So I do a lot of like Audible stuff, and I'll be like doing laundry at the same time. So when I had Audible, I had Harry Potter on my list, actually, all the books. But it was too expensive, so I just never got around to it. So I think it'll be easier to just watch the movies. Edward Ludlum, Industrial Revolution, says Swift Eagle. Yeah, we'll definitely come back and tell our perspectives. Lawnmower will definitely. I think it sounds awesome, to be honest with you. Like, I've definitely taken the quiz to find out what house I'm in. I've gotten Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff. I love that there's magic in it. I love the story of Harry Potter and the character himself. Like, just seems to be something that I actually truly will enjoy. I heard that Harry Potter Land is like just really, really fun. Okay.
Welcome. So, right now we're ingesting necessary nutrients, which is something that it's always a struggle for us, you know. Neither of us like to cook or think about preparing food or hassle with that shit, you know.
Though I feel like I'll grow into it. What? Is that what? What is that? Fine. I'll always prefer takeout to making my own stuff.
I mean, he's worse. Horse on board.
Oh.
Brandon Sanderson is even worse by dragging shit on than Robert Jordan. I just finished book 11, I think. I just finished Crossroads of Twilight.
Damn, bro. Well, possibly then.
Because, I mean,
like,
Robert Jordan does something that I really don't like at all, which is he'll have a big event happen, and then he'll go back in time and experience that event from the various characters' perspectives. I'd rather he build up to it, with each of the characters, and then have the sort of all experience it in a central scene, so that I'm not always waiting to catch up again. It's like it's an annoying habit.
That's it's like okay. Last book I actually read and tuned me out to reading was this book that was highly recommended by this gossip writer that I like. I don't remember what the title was, but basically it was about this woman who lived in England during World War II. And each day she would be reborn and die. And like change her life a little bit differently each like chapter. I was like, I'm so sick of having to have her be born and then change again and then just die again. It got really depressing.
Were all of your relationship partners younger than you? No, it's especially common than them. Technically, yes, but Kimberly was only a couple months younger than me.
Am I the youngest? I'm probably the youngest.
My first wife was 10 years younger than me.
Oh.
I was 31. She was 21.
That's your first wife?
Second wife. My first wife was like 3 years younger than me.
Oh.
I was 28. She was 25, something like that. Is Sasuke Uchiha best Gamma? I always get confused about Gamma and Delta. I need to memorize it. Which one is Gamma? Is it NTJ's SFPs or is it STJ's NFPs?
Yeah, Ethan, I would have retracted that statement too.
I didn't see it.
That's why he retracted it. I think that was one of Jordan's last. I've read more of Sanderson and Jordan's, so I can't make a well-informed comparison. For all I know, the intrigue will be in For the Decrease.
It feels to me like Jordan got bogged down and got stuck in the nodes, very, very NE style. Like, wanted to make sure we understood this and this and this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah, that's the joke about any storytelling is that they go back and they change.
Yeah, so it's Gamma is the SFP NTJs. Sasuke Uchiha is Gamma. He's probably the ISFP.
ISFP?
Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I call him best. He's not a very morally upstanding fellow. What book? Well, I tend to like L.E. Motisset books. The Magic of Recluse series, first couple of books of that are really good. First few books of that. The one with the music, I forget what that series is called. That one is really good. First 3 or 4 books of it. What happened with I just read the first 3 books of this series called, I don't remember what it was called, but it was also by L.E. Motisset, and I forget what it was called. It was good too. I got on this little reading kick when Rachel suggested we get Audible, and it's a weird way to read. I prefer to read a book by reading it, I think, but it's fine, I guess.
I like I like to do stuff while I'm reading. I like to be read to. I always have. Yay!
Yeah, I didn't particularly like Lord of the Rings, and the reason is because too much description, not enough plot.
What did you think about the movies?
I like the
Me
movies.
too.
The movies are great.
I would never read the books. That's how that's INFJs. I can say like movies. They do. We're movie people.
Fifth Eagle, you have a question on gender dynamics. I'd be happy to answer that. That sounds interesting. Go ahead, ask your question.
Ooh, that is a good question because we have both genders here too.
I would agree that Sam and Frodo have a little something extracurricular going on, maybe.
I see, Lamar. I take it as a street romance.
Okay.
I do. You know, you love your boy. Can't believe I just did that.
Except, I think it makes it a little bit more gay that one of them's so much in charge, you know?
Stop! I know. I just can't really. It's like when people talk about Bert and Ernie being homosexual too. I say no.
I think Bert and Ernie are both straight.
That's a bromance.
That's a bromance.
Because Frodo is just such an INFP. Like, I can't help myself.
What's actually likely to have traditional views on gender and marriage? Is this specifically an SI thing? No, I don't think so. I think well, I think that whether or not, whatever your perspective on those sort of things is with SI is derived from your experience as a kid. So because the majority of people represent the majority perspective, the majority of SI people will probably reflect that perspective. But it depends how they're raised, you know. If an SI person is raised by a lesbian couple or something, or then they're probably going to think that that's the normal thing, you know. They're probably not going to have a lot of perspective. I would say in general, intuitives are more sexually conservative than censors in practice. Whether they are in their words or not is irrelevant.
I think the Alpha Quadra is fairly traditional. In the warm kind of family sort of senses, there's
That's true.
grassroots loving, like home and hearth in the Alpha Quadra.
I mean, I'd say SEFI are the functions that go against any standard and towards what you feel like. So they're going to be, you know, people who like to have meaning-based restrictions on stuff or rules or understandings that give us guidance.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, they could be hinting that they have a love interest, you know.
Well, in Wheel of Time, Rand, the guy. This is another reason why I think he's an ENFP, right? So he tries to basically validate every kind of relationship except homosexual ones.
What?
But you know what? Yeah, there's as far as I can. Well, it's sort
That's
of.
so funny.
There's sort of a lesbian thing going on between Avienda and Elaine, but Elaine and Avienda and Min all are in a polygamous relationship with Rand. Rand's the husband, and they're the three wives. And it also validates relationships where the women are like dominant. Like there's certain cultures in the book where the women are dominant and the men follow all the orders, and
That sounds ENFP.
it's so like culturally relativist. But interestingly, no gay male relationships. So obviously the guy was a little bit more. I mean, well, that's FI, you know. He's sort of expressing his value without checking it for consistency. But I like in general despite the fact that it's sort of relativist in its morality in some ways, it's quite absolutist in others. It takes basically empowering the individual as the core value, to the extent that it has one. It opposes slavery. Ooh, that's a bold stance.
I'm sorry. I like it. I like it when you.
Let's burn these heathen books. Let's not burn these heathen books.
No.
I prioritize.
I told Eric that, and he didn't know this, that there was a burning of Beatles records, and John Lennon wrote a book also. There's burning of his books too. Like the Christian community at one point did say that the rock and roll was devilish, and burning the records. But they lived on, so I don't know.
You know, it's like I would say that applied to my mom, ISFJ. That she was a bit of a stick in the mud and hated change as a general rule. It might apply somewhat to ISTJs. It doesn't really apply to ESFJs or ESTJs though. They want to control.
So I'm gonna say back to you, Lawnmower. The Beatles said that they were more famous than Jesus. It was John who said that, and it was misquoted, and he apologized in front of the camera on live television. So I think he could be forgiven. George had cancer. Curse, no.
I don't think God punishes in quite that crude a fashion.
That's
okay.
Really.
There's a lot of good quotes.
Appreciated.
There's a lot of good quotes from Wheel of Time, Winston's mom. The law of unintended consequences that they quote in there is something that the world needs to understand in general, and that's why we're in this bullshit with COVID, is because there's a failure to recognize the law of unintended consequences, which basically says, I think it said, for every action you take, for every impact you expect there to be, there are at least 3 unexpected impacts and 1 unanticipated cost. Yo, Gen Xiel. Did John Lennon rise from the dead?
I wish he would. He did through me. Because I will always remember John Lennon. He's a big, big part of my life. The Beatles are a huge part of my life. Like, and I goodness, want to talk about the Beatles? I could do it all day, every day. They're my babes.
I mean, so what if he said we're more famous than Jesus?
Exactly.
Who
Because at
cares?
the time he was right, and then he also apologized for it.
Well, I don't understand why he apologized for it.
Well, he also said that too. He also said, what's the big deal? I was just making a statement about how I think it's ridiculous that people think that we're bigger than Jesus.
Okay, well, but my point would be there's three possibilities here in that statement. Either he's saying that we're more important historically than Jesus or something, which you just say, well, that's factually false. Or he's saying right now more people in the world know about me than know about Jesus, which is possibly true at that moment in history.
It was taken wrong. Yeah, he
said. But hold on,
let's
forget. Who cares if it's taken right or wrong? Let's just evaluate the possible ways it can be meant and taken. If it were meant that way, it was possibly true at the time.
I think so too.
And regardless, why would anybody take any offense at it? It's either true or it's not. Beatles were friends with Jimmy Savile. Is he that child molester English guy, I think?
I'm not saying that, I'm saying the Beatles when they were together, a lot of people don't know. So, the Beatles with, even LSD, Jesus was a sand person. You're right.
Jesus was a sand person. I really, I almost want that as a bumper sticker.
Me too!
It's pretty great.
It really is.
Jesus was a sand person.
What do you think that Jesus lived in Homeless
I want a big statue of Jesus dressed as a sand person in the center square of Homeless Town. Can we have that? I think we can. We can have that. If the Black Lives Matter people don't tear it down.
I really want Jesus as a sand person as a bumper sticker too.
I also want my statues in Homeless Town to be tear down resistant. Okay, because there's been a recent rash of tear downs of statues.
That's not true, Lawnmower.
No, he's talking about Gen Z.
And
it might be true.
It might be true, but they also have bad taste in music, so.
Can NI just be described as sequential possibilities, like this leads to this, which leads to this, which leads to this?
I'd rather have good taste in music than Gen Z.
Look, what you're talking about is
Mom sucks.
conditionality, basically. Okay.
And your spelling sucks too.
Michael Pomolius, I can't take any position on your spelling, but I will agree your mom does suck. Is Jesus a normative writer? I don't think Jesus was actually a writer. I'm pretty sure he didn't write any of the Bible.
He had other people wrote it.
Other people wrote the Bible, yeah. Jesus does prescribe a normative framework, though, if you would ask that. At least according to the Bible, he does. Wicked burn. Yes, wicked burn indeed. Would you like some of the proverbial aloe?
It is so nice to see Vincent's mom here.
One Direction is not more famous than the Beatles.
Yeah, exactly. We love the Beatles. Say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too, yeah.
Who's that dude on the left, and why is she so sexually unappealing? Are you talking about me or Rachel? I think Michael Permilius is making a insulting joke about your short hair, Rachel.
Oh, thanks. Do you want to see my boobs? Or I could also lift my skirt, but I know that YouTube doesn't like that, so.
Yeah.
I am not a lesbian.
She's not a lesbian.
I am not a lesbian. But there's
Okay.
nothing wrong with it.
You're done. Hater, 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 hater. You're lucky to just be timed out for that, Michael Pamulius.
I don't drink.
Yeah, no, fetal alcohol would be suggested that your
My
mother.
mom drank when I
Yeah.
was.
1,500 years of coevolution.
Your mom and my mom probably scissored in Spain, so fuck off.
You know, her mom's famous for scissoring with people in Spain.
Yeah. So.
Dancing in the Street, Mick Jagger and David Bowie. That sounds pretty
You
romantic.
make fun of me, I make fun of you. What I say sticks, and what you say is poo.
It's a new twist on that. Also, You and What Army? You and What Army, of course, is an idea. One of my ideas that people have given me a lot of enthusiastic response for. Namely, has 1,500 years of coevolution with Christianity weakened white people? What kind of a nutty question is
That's
that?
such a great question.
What?
What's your answer?
Evolution. Christianity has evolved. In 1,500 years. Neither people have not evolved in those 1,500 years, and the distinction white people is completely arbitrary and meaningless. You know, what's interesting is like this hater, Michael Pamulius, right? He reminds me of the hater the other night, Jupiter Hat.
Oh yeah.
I've been thinking about what causes people this level of just vile spite, you know, and I guess it's just jealousy.
It can be, or boredom. Some people are bored and very like.
I mean, coming in and getting your ass whooped is not gonna be. It can't be a good use of anybody's time, I guess. You know.
Wait, what did you say about my mom?
Here's the soundtrack versus mom.
I want this. If it was a disco, Chicago hit.
Excellent link.
Excellent.
Outstanding link.
How did you know? Were you there? Were you a fly on the wall?
Yeah, it's the anonymous rage trolling, right? Where
Yeah.
like Juniper Hats knows enough about me to be specific in this trolling, which means he or she spends a lot of time or has spent a lot of time familiarizing themselves with me and are determined to express spite towards me. It's not the first time I've encountered that person, you know, and or like this person today, determined to express spite, no matter how ugly or inappropriate, you know.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll even say I was pushing it, saying that Gen Z has bad music taste, but that's just my opinion, and I'm free to say it.
But that's very different than insulting somebody's physical experience.
Yes.
What did you say? Excellent or terrible?
That is so funny. That is.
Well, I hope those are the only two choices. And that way, if I'm better than terrible, there's a decent chance you're going to say excellent.
Horse Mumbler. One, I used to work at Trader Joe's, and the burritos are really good. You'll be full after eating one of those big boys.
Especially if you follow it up with a fedora for dessert.
Skins.
High five. Low five, I mean.
Low five.
It had a range of faces and emotions. Oh.
Oh, like at the doctor? So it's like COVID?
Is like this your facial expression? Is there an emoji for that one? Oh.
That's the drunken fetal.
Yeah. Space sex is a big deal? Okay.
Yes.
Sure it is.
What about that baby name?
Baby name.
AEX.
Baby name is a great name for a baby. Okay? Baby name Strauss, you know? Hey, your parents named you baby name? Yeah.
I wonder what astrologers would say about that.
It's bye-bye Nami.
Yo, did you know that there are psychics out there who plan C-sections so that their babies have certain constellations happening during the sky? Don't you think that is like...
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, bad idea.
You know, how difficult the birth was that you went through has something to do with how much of a fussy person you're going to be.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you have a very difficult birth.
Thanks, Ordna Media. That's very sweet.
Well, yeah, nutrition provides energy. It's one of the things in life that provides the energy we need to go on, along with hope and dreams. The three things we have to consume.
Across the street from the because I need the energy for shopping at the store. Honestly, I agree with you on that too. It is a very extreme shopping situation when you go to Trader Joe's. No joke. You do need the energy. Good for you for going. Hey, Zandy. Traumatic birth is definitely real.
Yeah, I think so for sure. I think that the difficulty of a birth and the difficulty of the person are pretty strongly correlated.
Well, I didn't have a. My mom always says I was like I'm average. I'm just so like the average Joe. Like
And
I
you're-
was average.
And you're not a difficult person.
You too. But your mom told me that I always say the story because I think it was so sweet. She was expressing she was like, when he came out, it was like, that came out of me? Because you were so long as a baby.
But apparently I was an easy birth.
Yeah.
And, therefore I'm a not fussy person. And Delilah was a really easy birth. She came out just flopped right out of her mother. Her mother had very childbearing hips.
That's good to have. I don't.
You don't need them.
No, I don't.
Space is just a green screen underground.
I like that.
That's another good bumper sticker. Along with Jesus is a sand person.
Sand person.
Jesus is a sand person. Really.
Because he really is, though. His feet are in the sand. He's always walking around.
When I picture him standing up on top of that thing in Star Wars going like this.
But I
Ah!
was thinking of the sand people from Naruto. Like him with one of those big sand jugs.
Oh, well, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about the Star Wars sand people. Men instinctually look for a low waist to hip ratio. Well, furiously hate being tickled because of traumatic birth. Well, that's much more specific a linkage than anybody can reasonably make. You don't know what specifically about you is specifically linked to your birth, but as a general rule, it is the case that children who were born after very long and difficult childbirths are much more fussy. They're volatile. They're not as easy to satisfy, and they're much more easily made unsatisfied or unhappy. You know, Delilah was telling us, this isn't proof of this thesis, but Delilah was telling us about what a difficult child Katie's kid is, and Katie's was a very difficult birth. You're Gemini in the 13th sign, but you were a Cancer.
Well, I was a Capricorn, but I'm a Sagittarius because of the 13th sign too.
What about me?
Yes, you changed also to Aries.
I'm an Aries now.
Yes.
Ba, 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 ba.
Doesn't he look like the Emperor of the tarot cards?
Do I seem more like an Aries or a Taurus to you?
Aries, except for the fact that you can sit in one place for a really long time. And I admire that because I can't.
But not without doing this stuff.
That's true.
I am bouncing my knees. I was a Scorpio, but now I'm a Virgo. I was a Virgo, and now I'm a poo.
Is anyone the new 13th sign? Do we have any new 13th signers here?
What is the third? Which one is the new 13th? Ophelia?
Officius.
Ophiuchus.
Snake bearer.
Snake bearer.
Ophiuchus.
My daughter was too big, and I had a traumatic birthing. She's very headstrong, and she's extremely picky and very, very hyper. So maybe it's true. I think it is. I've heard too many confirmations of it, and no contradictions. I never heard anybody go, "Well, my kid, I had a very traumatic birth, and my kid is totally calm and chill." I've never heard that. So, Kayla has 7 kids and agrees with the theory. She is experienced. She's bringing some SI validation to this. Are your kids? Would you say that of the 7 birth, did they get progressively easier? Like, was the first one the hardest childbirth and the last one the easiest? Is that how it works?
Was everyone different? Some people, I think.
Tell us more, Kayla. I want to hear more.
Yeah, I want to know more too.
No, it doesn't work like that. So, like, it depends on the size of the kid, or what?
Yeah, was each child different? I want to get the hammer for you. Where is it?
There's one right there.
But you can do the hammering, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. 5th was the hardest. Was it also the biggest? He or she also the biggest? Or just the most like, I'm staying in here, god damn it.
That was my sister.
They cling to the sides of your uterus.
That's what my mom was saying. My mom said that
the position of the kid can be a problem. I see. So was it upside down?
Sometimes they come out feet first.
Yeah, that's I hear is a big problem if it comes out upside down. Did you ever get to be cesarean, or did they just come out anyway, the regular way? And so is your 5th the most difficult of your kids as well? Is Lawnmower? That's a very rude question.
I don't want to know that answer. Please don't anyone.
Very rude.
TMI answer.
Not 100 straight. Oh, he already retracted.
Oh, thanks.
I don't understand what that means, not 100 straight. But head was towards hip, I see. I'm not 100% straight. I get you.
I heard.
Yeah, I see that.
Speaking of, I have my period.
Very stubborn and strong-willed. Okay, interesting. And what was the easiest kid? And is that kid really like calm and chill? I wonder if it correlates with personality type. I wonder if like ESFPs correlate more with difficult births.
Well, my sister was an ESFJ, and she loves food, and I think she wanted to stay in her belly to stay warm and cozy.
She was late.
She was not that she was late. I don't know if she was late, but my mom always like tries to embarrass her by saying, "Oh, but Katie, she did not want to come out. She was happy as a clam in there." My mom wanted her out.
But does that just mean she came late, or does it mean it was a long childbirth?
It was a long childbirth. I don't think it was painful though. It was just my sister was being lazy, and she was like, "I like it in here."
I see. Lawnmower, I think that's a perfectly fair question to ask of Kayla Cunningham. Are you looking forward to menopause?
To me?
No, to Kayla.
Oh God.
Because
that's an actual
7 kids is reasonable to ask that. Okay.
The fourth was easiest.
But biggest and is more chill. Cool.
Biggest.
Cool. So when I gave birth to Delilah, just like that, I just pooped her out one day and there she was.
Wow. And there she was.
Mm-hmm.
Was she dressed in purple?
Yeah, dressed all in purple.
You know what I found is that purple, like people who look purple, always. It's like a never change. I had a roommate whose car was purple. She loved the color purple so much. It's like a phenomenon with that color.
Well, it was also my favorite color when I was a kid.
Am I looking forward to it? I mean, it's basically like what it is now. So I have no feelings towards it at all. Do I know it's a part of my life? Yes.
What do people mean when they say male menopause? I've heard the term before.
Oh, really?
But I wonder what they mean.
Is that the term used for a midlife crisis now?
Maybe. Male menopause. That means when I stop bleeding out of my butthole. Those are hemorrhoids, Eric. Delilah really did come out extremely fast. Like, in fact, the nurse, when we first got there, her water broke, and then we had to wait in traffic to get to the hospital. Her water had to break right at rush hour. And we had to go east on the 10 during rush hour. So it was like, hurry up, let's get in the car and go. Now let's wait in this freeway. And here we go, inching along. And gradually, slowly making our way the few miles to the hospital. But anyway, we got there. They brought her into the place upstairs, and they did a check to see how dilated her cervix was. And they did it several times, and it kept telling them that it was more dilated than they expected it to be. And they kept telling her, you're moving around too much. That's why we keep getting these readings. Until finally they accepted, actually, no, she is this dilated. Well, we need a doctor in here right now, And then we went into the room where they take the baby out, and was it a male doctor? Yeah, I think so. And we weren't in there very long. She was just like, pray for me. That was one weird moment in it, because at the time I was a fairly ardent, or not really ardent, but settled atheist. And so when she said, pray for me, I said, okay. I didn't know how to respond, but she's going through childbirth at that moment. So it's kind of like awkward.
Yeah, that is.
And then anyway, the baby came, out, I was looking down in the area, and then the next thing I knew, the doctors and stuff, or some nurse peoples or whatever, were around me asking me if I was okay, because obviously I had almost fainted. And they're like, "You need to sit down. You sit down right here. Just you're okay." And then there was a baby. It was out, just like boom, 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 And I asked what the baby's APGAR score was, and the doctor laughed at me. And then I carried the baby to the baby warming boxes that they have. I was very concerned, made sure I didn't drop the baby.
I would be so nervous about that.
I was so nervous. It was the first baby first little baby I'd ever really held, I think, as far as I can recall. Not like I have a family with a lot of babies around,
Yeah. I've never held a baby that size either. That's why that's how I would be. I would have been nervous too.
Oh, they don't let you do that anymore? They don't let me carry the baby to the thing anymore? Well, I did look in the abdominal region, and it was a mistake. I looked, and the next thing I know, there are people standing around me. It was like, obviously, I fainted or something.
That happened.
I wouldn't have expected anything like that to happen, because I would think I'm not that. Yeah, it's. So anyway, that was that. And then after I took the baby to the baby warming boxes, then I went to the room where the wife was, and she was like, "Stay with me." I was like, "No, I went home to pull Palm Rest." She didn't like that. Like, well, why? You're all drugged up. You're just going to be sleeping all night. We're not going to see the baby until the morning. So what the hell? Why should I stay here and suffer? I'm going to go home pull Palm Rest. One can have sex with a pregnant wife for a while, but there's something about pregnancy that makes it's like it changes the way she smells in a way that makes you less desiring of her.
Interesting.
You'd be afraid they're going to switch your baby. Hey, this baby looks a lot darker than the one that came out of my wife.
Can I just say, this is making it like I'm loving that. I'm not going to have a baby.
Okay, Laura Marax, I won't smash you with that hammer.
What's up, Laura Marax? How's it going? Winston's mom.
And my cat was born in my bed right next to me.
Oh, no wonder she so loves Daddy. She comes to Daddy easily.
Well, and I'll tell you what else is the mom cat, right before she was going to give birth, that night before I was lying in bed, and she got in, she was up in bed with me, and she was so loving. Like, she was the most loving. She was a pretty loving cat anyway, but she was incredibly loving, just like rubbing her face all over my face, just being like purr, 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 purr. Just so full of those hormones that make you love your baby or whatever there, and having no baby to love yet, she was just loving it on me like that, And I was like, Jesus, what's going on to you? Okay, all right, go to sleep, jeez. And then soon enough, like middle of the night, I wake up and there's little kittens and gross stuff on the bed next to me. That was kind of neato.
Yeah, that is.
That's fun.
That's talk about nurturing.
Yeah, I love my kitties.
Oh, you're a nurturing person, though. See, that's what I find about Alpha Quadra. It's the nurturing.
We are
Quadra.
nurturing quadra.
Yeah.
The thing is, the ENTP is inherently the least nurturing of those types. But if raised in a healthy way
Yeah.
and you know,
Well,
loved properly and stuff, then they'll
Yeah.
be nurturing too. They'll get increasingly so as they get older. How's your father feeling? He's in Palm Desert. He's he finished his cardiac checking strap on thing. Yes, he strapped it on to himself.
yeah.
And
Well, this is like pads.
and it checked, you know, and then he kept a little journal with it that said if he when he noted feeling any events, he did experience feeling a irregular heartbeat during the time he had it on, which is good. So he was able to articulate that in the journal, and we'll see what the doctor says. I suspect he's fine, but he's not one to be. He's certainly not. What do you call it? Somebody who's a hypochondriac. He's certainly not a hypochondriac, but he's also not very he's unipolar, so he doesn't know whether X means a $10 fine or X means public hanging. You know, it's like it's hard for him to understand the significance of things like that, I guess, or the weight of things, because that's kind of an NI thing. It can be very hot, like 113 earlier in the week. Yeah, my dad said when he was down there, top 110. Miaz mia, all those miaz public hanging. My dad was born in the 30s. He's
38.
83, 84. Every time I drop my pants in public, there's a public hanging.
Actually, I think this.
How old am I? I am 49 years old.
If they were 33 when you were born, so.
I think they were 35 when I was born.
No, it says 33.
Oh.
Yeah, age of father, age of mother, 33. Minus 1971.
Okay, so 41, 38. What if you tickle your wife's foot as she's giving birth? I don't know what happens then. I guess you win a prize.
I think the doctors and nurses will probably punch you. They get really serious during birth time, like the nurses and stuff. It's a real, like, well, I can't say personally, but, like, I know, because they care a lot about what's happening. INTJ maybe hypochondriacs. I've heard that INTPs can be hypochondriacs.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I certainly wouldn't ban you for it.
I do some card pulls with your deck?
Sure. You want me to pull some cards?
Please. I'd like to know.
Okay. I need to get a sip of water or something. I'm suddenly having a bit of pukiness.
Oh.
What do they say is wrong with it? No, I get that, but the point is, if they lose their virginity after their life is over, then it still doesn't invalidate the notion that they're virgins their whole life, right? See, that's why it doesn't make sense. That's not a good reason to ban you, though.
Oh, no.
Because having sex after death doesn't change you from being a virgin your whole life. That's my point.
Well, I do tend to go Googling symptoms, and I have been asked if I have a medical Google degree by a doctor who was annoyed by my adrenal questions. So, yeah, maybe.
But the thing you're disagreeing with is you say for people who think they're going to be virgins their whole life, right? Well, they're still virgins their whole life. You didn't change anything. See what I'm saying?
I like that was like the way that it's typed. Do you remember in like the 90s when like typing like that was considered cool?
Actually, guys can't be
it was like you knew you were an Avril Lavigne fan if you like typed like that. That's so my like generation.
It is true that there are gentlemen in the world, young men who have not yet lain with a woman. That's a state of being, I suppose. But it's not a virgin. Sex with G-size, Christ. What does that mean?
G-size. A pirate walks into a bar with the steering wheel in the front of his pants and walks into the bar. The bartender looks at him as he sits down and says, "Hey man, you know you have steering wheel stuck in your pants, right?" The pirate looks at him and says, "Arg, it's driving me nuts." Oh, that's good. That's Chuckler.
I am an ILE. Rachel is an IEI. And Spacey is an LII.
I'm a 7 Enneagram. That's why I look very different from a lot of the other INFJs that come across the channel. Oh, that's my card.
Boat. You're on a boat?
Ooh.
You're sailing. All right. Who wants card? Who wants card? Who wants to learn about their tarot ways?
Ooh. Hey, Zaylan Black. Why are you apologizing to be late for the party? We're happy that you're even here.
Morning, Fox. Here's your card. Piao.
Ooh.
You are the Empress today.
Yes, you are.
That means you get to give all the commands and everybody has to obey you constantly.
Nice.
All right, let's see. I have an intact hymen. At least mine has been.
Ooh.
Okay, but Horse Mumbler, if being a virgin means having your hymen intact, and I can honestly say
That's cute.
nobody's ever broken my hymen, therefore I must be a virgin. And I'm a man, so that invalidates everything that everybody says. Winston's mom, here you go. Here's a card for you today.
Ooh.
Piao. You got the chariot. You got the chariot.
I think I may treat myself to
Some bikini suit, huh?
Yeah, but not now. What do you think? I've been doing. I was thinking for in August I would buy one. I would get one.
Lero
Like,
A.
I have like
Leroy. Ooh, look what you got. The world. What? Naked lady, you got the world. Leroy A, you got this naked lady world.
You are sitting on the world today. The world's your oyster.
Sky Gear, here you go, dog. Here you go, Sky Gear. You get this one. Pow. 9 of 6, 9 of 6,
Ooh.
9 of 6, 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 9 of 6.
What's that for?
Sky Gear.
Sky Gear, 9 of sticks.
Means you got 9 sticks, dog. Plenty of sticks.
Yeah, you got plenty of them.
Yeah.
It looks like you're taking them down too, so maybe you're letting your guard down a little bit.
I'm just admiring this collection of sticks.
They are a swell collection, and I really like the addition of the ribbons.
Okay, who else wants one? Who else? Who else wants a card? This one's for me.
Judgment. We've been talking about babies. That one's jumping out the window.
Yeah. Will somebody watch that baby, please? Who's letting that baby wander around next to that big old window? Mary, you're in charge of that baby. It's going to jump out the window.
He's like, wait, who's this? What's going on here? He's like clueless.
Laura Murax.
That a quick shout out. We're gonna do a reading. We'll do a poll for Laura Max and Tony Hawk.
Laura
The
Murax.
sun!
You're the sun today. You
Gonna be-
are the sunshine of my life. Like to be some flying babies.
You can stand. Do the yoga pose, the sun salutation.
And here's a card for Tony Hawk. Whoever Tony Hawk is, here's a card for you.
Yeah, you're the sun. Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk.
He's also the sun!
Wow, you and Tony Hawk are like the same person.
Tony Hawk is
Murax.
That is cool. They're both skaters.
Guess you like the sunshine. What if Eric had triplets? Might be gravid with child. You know, Elaine in those books I'm reading, she's gravid with twins. Rand put twins inside of her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like when Brad and Angelina had twins.
Mhm. Okay, let's see. Who else? Anybody else? Zaylen Black
Winston's
doesn't like
mom.
it. Winston's mom. The Magic Man. The card you got rhymes with Magician.
You have all the tools you need to make the magic happen with your NI.
To be a non-virgin, you need a breach time in all men are virgins. But if to be a virgin, you need an unbreached time and then no men are virgins.
Maybe he is your secret brother.
Yes, it's incorrect to say that I am a virgin for multiple reasons. It's incorrect to call me a virgin.
It would be.
Yes, for no matter what definition you use. Well, I am a anal fisting virgin.
that is the card for it.
Yes, this is the anal
Sticking
fisting
butts.
virgin card. What is the virgin type? INFP, INTP?
INTJ.
The male virgin type would be INTJ. The female virgin type would be probably ISFJ.
I would think so.
Yeah. Fred Astaire is somebody who did a lot of dancing.
He did. The Magician was a terrific show with Bill Bixby, who drove a white Corvette. Fred Astaire played his father. I want a blue Ford Mustang, Sally. Will you buy me one this year?
And we'll buy one.
And we'll buy one this year, probably.
Bill
Cool.
Bixby, also famous for his work in The Incredible Hulk.
And I knew a Gemini who had a blue Ford Mustang, Sally, actually. Mustang. I can't say Sally, but she had a blue Ford Mustang who was a Gemini also. She loved that car. She ended up getting another Mustang like right after that.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like to say that. Yeah, but Ginger Rogers did it backwards and in heels. Right. I like to say.
That's what they like to say. They do. So she was great also.
Yeah. She did it backwards in heels and in the midst of a vaginal blood sploosh splash party.
Yeah, which is like me.
She was working while, having cramps in high heels,
Ooh.
backwards, with the bits of utero lining streaming down her legs.
Damn, girl, you work hard.
But what really is significant, though, and the thing to remember here is what Horace Mann says, but she didn't have to lead. That's the important thing to remember. She didn't have to lead. That's where the hard work comes in. Leadership. Leadership is the domain of men. The male leader archetype. I'm Fred Astaire. We're dancing the direction I say we're dancing. Okay? We're dancing left. No, bitch, we're dancing left. Yeah, we ain't dancing right.
Who's the lead here, right?
If Ginger Rogers had been in charge of that shit, it would have just been standing in one place going like this. It's like she can't. Anybody could fill in for her. Put a mannequin in there for her. The amount of utility she brings to the thing. Was I popular with girls in my teens? No, I was totally unpopular with girls. Girls thought I was not worth looking at all, or considering as a possible male person.
Doesn't that make me look lucky? I feel so lucky.
Mm-hmm. It does make you lucky. Nowadays, I'm more more appealing to people than I used to be, I guess.
Salen, when the cigarette flew out of his hand, I couldn't stop. He makes me laugh.
Kissed a girl and I liked it. Hope my boyfriend won't mind it. I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Oh yeah, that is the line, right? I hope my boyfriend won't mind it. Yeah, she's pregnant.
Really?
Yeah, she's having a baby.
Katy Perry is, huh?
Yeah, with Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom?
Yeah.
Who's
He already has a baby, I think, with someone else.
Who's Orlando Bloom?
That's the best question to ask. You should ask Orlando Bloom that question. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean, and he was also one of the elf people in Lord of the Rings. So basically,
that song is Katy Perry.
Yeah, it's Katy Perry.
Actor, huh? I wish the father of Katy Perry's baby. I wish the last act before his car crash death had been that Shawty Lowe had fathered Katy Perry's baby. That would be ideal if that were the case. Instead, poor Shawty Lowe died young after fathering only 11 children by 10 different women.
And he died? Oh my God.
But the good thing about dying in a car crash with Shawty Lowe is no more child support payments, right? Finally get up underneath that child support burden. If you got 10 imagine having 11 child support payments to make to 10 different women.
That's arrogance right there.
You were fearful that song would make girls lesbo. I don't think you can make girls lesbo or straight or whatever.
Nope.
it's like if you want to cure lesbianism, you need to send them to the lesbian shadel center, where they make you les out until you're sick of it. You never want to do it again.
That sounds like a place that I would probably not support.
I kissed an old girl and I liked it. Turned out it was your mother. I kissed an old girl just to try it. Now I'm coming over tonight for dinner. No, I haven't seen pictures of him waterboarding naked.
No, trust me, he's not hubba hubba. Orlando Bloom is he's like.
Okay, well, first of all, he's got a terribly absurd name. Orlando Bloom? What? It's like a city and a plant verb. Neither of those things are names. One of them is a city and one of them is a verb that plants do. Do girls watch K-pop? Good question, Leroy. I don't think so. I've never caught Rachel watching it. I'd probably think, what would I think? I guess I would just be like, you're watching gay male porn, Rachel.
No, actually, I haven't. That scares me.
Are you a gay man?
That's something that I would be, how like in movies you go like if you were, I would be like that for like gay porn. It kind of gives me that.
Orlando Bloom's mom's a witch?
Lord,
the things you hear on the internet.
Like, honestly.
Orlando Bloom, Orlando Bloom's mom's a witch is a hard sentence to say, right? Orlando Bloom's
mom is a witch. It is.
Orlando Bloom's mom's a witch.
Orlando Bloom's mom's a witch.
It's a long story, girl. Word.
Is it because Harry Styles took your style a lot more? He's like really like One Direction. I mean, I guess Zion does stuff too. Zayn.
Word to your moms, I come to drop bombs. I've got more rhymes than the Bible's got psalms.
Give me.
Orlando Bloom's mom is a bitch. Oh, well, that's different. I thought she was a witch, like she had a broom and a black hat. And
Me too. She's just a bitch.
Oh, she's just a bitch. Okay, well that's more believable.
Why would you know that?
You don't need to put serious in parentheses. I perfectly understand what cereal means. Oh, she's an actual witch in a coven. Oh.
I have no idea. I mean, there's a lot of stuff about Orlando Bloom. It's like a lot of stuff happens around him, and he tends to be the mantelpiece. Like he used to date a model and they had a baby together. And now he's with Katy Perry. He's gonna have a baby with her, and he is only known for 2 movies. So
Stevie Nicks is not a witch, but Orlando Bloom's mom is. Legolas. Oh, Orlando Bloom was Legolas? One Direction is great until you want to turn.
He just sounds like he's grumpy. He played this so his big supposed to be breakout movie was called Elizabethtown with one of your favorites, Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst and Orlando Bloom in a love comedy. And it was supposed to be a love letter. Like, The guy who directed Almost Famous directed Elizabethtown. It was supposed to be like his love letter to his dad. It's supposed to be like super like emotional. And it's like known as one of like the worst movies ever. And it's because of like Orlando Bloom like is like acting is so poor in it. Like he can't emote at all.
And he's with Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
That is rational of your great grandfather, Vincent's mom.
Yeah, Vincent's mom.
I wanted to answer Janexiel's question. I don't have you blocked. I don't know who has you blocked. Who's the someone who has you blocked, and how do you know they have you blocked? You're not blocked here. I can see your chat.
Yeah, and I'm not on it, so I couldn't have but blocked you. Can I tell you guys a bit of history that I learned from Drunken History?
In a second. Lawnmower? Bring it on. That's a classic.
Really? That is a classic.
It's an absolute classic.
Do you know what I did one time to Eric is I used jazz hands to seduce him. I came up to him like in the movie where they go like this. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your feet. Kirsten Dunst, the female Tony Hawk. That's funny. So I learned that Marilyn Monroe was friends with Ella Fitzgerald.
Who knew?
I know, right? So apparently, Ella Fitzgerald was very popular in the like underground blues, jazz, pop kind of, and she wasn't able to break into like the higher end clubs because they also said she was too black, too ugly, and they didn't understand how they could sell her. So Marilyn Monroe is working on Hot Tin Roof or 7 Year Itch, so whatever one she has to do with her like clothes going up like that. And she's like, I'm so tired of just being a one hit, like just
Bimbo.
Bimbo. I'm gonna take singing lessons. So the singing director told her, well, if you really want to sing, listen to Ella Fitzgerald. And she fell in love with Ella Fitzgerald singing. That she goes to a club that Ella Fitzgerald had been rejected from, gets her into the club, and every time that Ella Fitzgerald goes to the club, Marilyn Monroe goes to see her. That's such a cool story.
It is. And what's crazy is they kept it pretty well covered up, but Ella Fitzgerald eventually had Marilyn Monroe's baby.
This is the title.
And they named her Marella Fitzgerald. Okay, now look. If we could make a script about a movie for men living in homeless town who care for a community of homeless gay cats.
God, no.
In other words, they make their own miniature homeless town for cats. And and there's got to be a really inspired NFP woman character who's behind the whole thing, ideationally, When we learn to love gay cats, we learn to love ourselves. It's like the great moral of the story,
Can you pitch that to Netflix?
Learning to love homeless gay cats is a route to self-improvement,
You're gay.
Well, you can see them humping each other.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Tom.
I guess
Hey, Joe. What are you guys doing? Oh, no, they're gay. But nobody's there to take care of them. They're also homeless. How many do you think there are like these? Could be hundreds around here. We've got to take care of them.
I can't fucking breathe. I can't.
Yeah, Mochi Movie 2 and BTI Strikes Back. I've got a lot of movies in the tank already, you know. Well, but see, this is the thing, Ronnie Fox. We can make if we're gonna have Homeless Town in the play. We really should revisit the longstanding notion of having, you know, the homeless sister act with homeless people and dancing. Okay, instead of nuns and singing. Okay, it's sister act but with homeless people and dancing, and it takes place in Homeless Town. Do you want to stay here in Homeless Town forever, or do you want to go to one of the hometowns? We want to live in a hometown. Well, we're gonna dance our way out of Homeless Town. And then they all learn, you know, jazz tap and.
I feel alone.
You know, like,
there's a bunch of homeless people at the bank.
Well, there's a montage where the homeless people do like job training classes and stuff. A montage.
Just pause.
They're not cats. Anymore. Forget the cats. Forget the cats. We're scratching the cats from this plot. Okay, well, listen. One of the people in the dance troupe can have their own community of gay cats that they take care of. There could be a side story, okay? There could be a side story of two gay cats that fall in love because one's the cat of the main lady who's teaching the homeless people to dance, and the other one's the cat of the lady who's stubborn. But finally, hey, if our two cats can make love, maybe we can get along. You know, that's the pathway in which their problems are solved. And then they do some sort of like jive handshake, you know, like homeless jive handshake, right?
I wish you once. It's all this ridiculous stuff. I can't. I'm visualizing it in my head and like creating stories about it. And he's killing me right now. Okay, but look, guys, what I'm saying is, in general, if I had one chance to pitch a movie, an elevator pitch to a movie executive, the only great elevator pitch I know, the one that sounds just like an elevator pitch and explains everything in a nutshell, is it's Sister Act but with homeless people and dancing. Okay, we'll get, and then you pick a lady star. You know, we'll get what's her name? The lady who plays Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. Get Scarlett Johansson to be she sings. She'll be the inspirational woman who just graduated with her PhD in sociology and is coming to teach the homeless people to dance. No offense to sociology, Rachel. None taken.
Homeless Gay Cat Fight Club.
Actually,
I like it.
I like it too.
Okay,
Me
now.
too. Can't you see PB being like part of that? She really lives that. She really lives that. Homeless Gay Fight Club is a really good idea, Ronnie Fox. I really want someone to put that together.
Hey, you know, we don't always have to fight with our paws. But what else would we fight with? Here, have a drink of this low quality liquor out of the bag. There you go. I'll show you how to fight the fun way. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, meow, meow. Now it's my turn. Meow, meow, meow.
Oh my god. Honestly, I believe I started the day off right by
First rule of gay homeless fight club: don't meow about meow orgies to anyone.
Dad, I love it. I love that it's so like particular too. Like first rule, don't meow about meow orgies to anyone. Like,
Homeless gay fight club. Homeless gay cat fight club would be a promising video game concept. And there was Goat Simulator. It's a good point, Sean Ryan Barrett.
I practiced Sean Ryan Barron. Everyone would be very happy with the skills that I've learned. I practiced.
She's pretty bad.
I did pretty good. I'm not.
You got a little better. I did
get better.
Yeah, you did.
I learned how to run and jump and get over things. Like jump over things. I didn't know how to do that. But the perspective kills me. Having that like having to gather your bearings, you know? Oh, I fucking hate that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be cursing right now.
Well, okay. You get kind of different from original Fight Club. First of all, the cats have to fight Queensberry rules. No claws, no teeth. They just kind of punch with their little paws. So, none of the cats really get hurt that much because they're not really very good at punching. So, in that regard, it's safer than regular Fight Club. Additionally, you get points for being inclusive. When they include a heterosexual cat, it's points. As long as the heterosexual cat doesn't display any homophobic ontological assault towards any of the other cats. Ontological fighting is prohibited in gay homeless cat fight club. You can't talk any trash. You always got to be positive and affirm the other cats. It's very sportsmanlike, yeah. Hey, you did a really great job out there. You know what? We both landed a lot of good blows. Now let's go land a couple of good blows. And then they go to the back.
Nothing like Fight Club.
It's mostly just a big gay porn movie for cats. Okay. Like three quarters of the screen time is just hardcore gay cat sex.
It's every time. I mean, where else could you get that?
I don't know. Trans cat slapping contest?
What?
Cat drag queen slapping contest.
Oh my meow. Wow.
That's for I meow the meow. Yo, I have 3 minutes to go. Before I have to go to work, I wish you all a very happy day. Marvel People TWFP. Pew.
Thanks, other self. What's up?
CJ O'Connell. I like that word. It means what's up, but in very few letters.
Yeah. More sounds than anything.
We have a Cat Kong and a Catzilla crossover.
No, let's move away. I'm producer here. We're moving away from cats.
Okay, we're taking.
We already got homeless cats. That's like two things that are like
plenty
check
of
marks,
cats.
you know.
And
homosexuality. So those are 3 things. We need another creative idea. Sorry.
All right, so we need to incorporate Native American culture into this.
Now we're talking.
Okay, so one of the subplots of the Homeless Town series of books and musicals and plays and such and movies is the story of how some of the residents in Homeless Town form an Indian tribe and demand that part of the land of the Homeless Town be given to them as a reservation. And that's how gambling came to Homeless Town. And the moral of the story is that's how gambling came to Homeless Town.
That's it?
Yeah, it's a great story. It's a
I like
heartwarming.
it. I really-
It's a heartwarming story of some people manipulating some protocols within the legislation to exploit them for their own personal
Wait.
benefit.
But couldn't that just be a sequel?
I know it's one of a whole
A
series of
series.
it's movie. It's kind of like the Marvel universe. It's the Homeless Town
Oh,
universe
my God.
of movies. Okay,
Oh, and the Cat Fight Club is part of that?
it is. It's like it's the one book in the series that everyone's like, that one's dumb though. You know, it's like because they move away from all the main homeless people characters and do this one book. It's from the perspective of gay cats in the city.
Well,
And everyone's kind of like, well, it's kind of like an indulgence by the author.
well, like I feel like Ant-Man kind of was like that.
Yeah, but Ant-Man was pretty good. I guess Gay Cat Fight Club,
That's
Homeless Gay
good.
Cat Fight Club could come out good, just like Ant-Man did.
Yeah.
It's true. Soft Paw. That's
Oh
the
my
name
God.
of the movie for a gay cat. It's not called Homeless Town Gay Cat Fight Club. It's called Soft Paw.
All I want to do is pet Kitty right now.
It's
That's
not-
literally all I want to do.
It's not gay if you don't
Look
meow
at
on the
his
meow.
shape.
It's not gay if you don't meow face to face.
It's like gay if you don't mouth face to face.
It's not gay if you don't meow on the meow. Is the correct expression.
Where's the flies coming from? Ew!
What you flies talking about?
There's a June bug in the.
There's a June bug in
In
my
the-
ranchers. A dead June bug in the candy. That's true. I saw that already. Hi, Peter Dentici. Things are well. I'm either truly alive or alternatingly living a lie. And it depends a lot on how much dopamine I have in me. Right now, my dopamine level is on the higher side. So, yeah, they do. You're living alive. You're living alive and lying to 5. Hey, look, it's Rafael Alvarez, the German Spaniard extraordinaire. You're a very German Spaniard, you are. You're a very Spanish German by far. Yeah, you're a very German Spaniard and a very Spanish German. Rafael Alvarez Schnitzelvein. Yep. It's like I said. "30,000 days, too many expectations, not even worth a damn. 30,000 nights, to sleep off the intoxication, otherwise you won't escape the plan. I wasted half of my days trying on another's ways. Who can tell me my priorities? Anybody knows the key. 'Cause I'm tired of doing it wrong. Want direction and have all along. Wait until I know, or is that just hesitation? Clarity is no good once your chance is gone. What I need to show It's so below my station. I'm tired of doing it wrong. I wasted half of my days trying on another's ways. Who can tell me my priorities? Is there anybody who knows the key? 'Cause I think I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, I think I'm doing this wrong. I think I'm doing this wrong. I think I'm doing this wrong. It's a pretty good song. Pretty good song. Please stream later. I might. Boy, my hand is weak. I haven't been playing guitar in a while. You want to see a weird movie? Watch Holiday Inn. It's a weird old movie. Why the lower streaming frequency? Because I've been kind of reading these books or listening to them on Audible. Been taking like all of my time basically. I'm on book 11, or I just finished book 11, I guess. And I've got, I think, 5 more to go. It's called The Wheel of Time. My dad's home?
Yeah.
Oh, he came back soon.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Didn't he just leave yesterday?
Yeah, he left yesterday.
Maybe he's got some sort of reason for that, or maybe he just got bored.
I think so.
I saw on Rachel's Instagram you've been sleeping and listening to those books. Yeah, good, cool. I'm glad you're on Rachel's Instagram. That's
Cool.
nice.
Thanks, $20.
More like one. Sky Gear, I would say. About one a day. The thing is, it takes, as much as, depending on probably 12 to 15 hours of listening to get through one. If I'm listening to it all day long, especially about it's fastest on the phone when I'm listening with my headphones. I can understand it better and hear it more clearly.
You sounded good.
On the phone. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome. I came here for a purpose. It was this.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Skyger, and it's why I can go fast. If I'm listening with the phone and the headphones, I can go up to 2.85 speed about. If I listen to it on the laptop with the TV, through TV, I can only listen to it about 2 times speed. So I don't know why. It's like I can just understand it better on the phone with the headphones. It's not like it's not loud enough. It's just for some reason it doesn't seem to be coming out as clearly on the TV. So it's a novel. Yeah, it's a series of novels. There's, I think, 16 of them in full. And I'm getting very frustrated with them because they are, well, if you listen to it at 1 time speed without listening to it at any other speed, it'll sound about normal, But if once you listen to it at a higher speed, then when you go down to 1 time speed, it sounds like super slow. Well, see, that thing is, I can't quite get fully into the vibe of the book by listening to it, frankly. And the reason is because when I'm reading a novel, I skip over a lot of stuff. Like I skim over it or just skip it. Like if there's a bunch of description of a tavern, for example, I'll just sort of process that as tavern described, and then I skip forward to the next bit of dialogue or action. So I read a book faster than I can listen to it, even at 3 times speed. If I could process, the thing is, I could probably process it at 3 times speed, but it's hard to. It gets a little muddled when they do any voice that has an accent. It's hard to understand it, and so I don't usually go that fast, even on the phone and headphones.
I feel you, dog.
Bye, Laura Marax.
Bye. Have a good one.
Or 2, but not more than that. I would be going insane if you couldn't ever speed things up. Well, with YouTube, there's lots of videos you really need to speed up. Eric, how do you train speed reading? I never did train speed reading. I just read. I was just always a big reader. It's like when I was a kid, I read more books than I can possibly even think about counting. I used to read in school all the time underneath my desk during class, but I almost always read science fiction and fantasy books. It's not like I read literature or something like that.
I was the same way when it came to the Babysitter Club, like books and stuff like that, like Sweet Valley High. Do you remember those in the 80s?
Yeah, I remember. I didn't read them. Those are girl books.
Girl books, yeah. No, I just didn't know if you knew of girls who read those.
I'm just finished Crossroads of Twilight, Email Anthrax, which is, I think, the end of book 11, if I'm not mistaken. What might an INFP's relationship with TI look like for Wing 5? I'm not sure how much the wings link to how one relates to your functions, but in general, an INFP's relationship with TI is going to link into how they were raised and whether it was prioritized. How it was prioritized as a kid. So it's like with SI third, you're gonna be, in some sense, more a product of your upbringing than say SI fourth. But I would say that most INFPs have perfectly competent and possibly very good TI when there's a circumstance that calls them to shift modes into TI mode and do that for a stretch of time. They'll be quite successful at it. Same with me and SE. If put in a circumstance where it's like, okay, come on guys, we're going to put a handle on this shit and get it all done, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not reading Twilight. I've never read Twilight.
Don't read it, please.
Okay.
I
don't need to get caught up in any more books anyway.
Sure.
So my favorite science fiction writer, the one that pops into mind first is David Brin, who's an INTP, I believe. And the person from whom I've got most of my pro-transparency, anti-privacy framework. Isaac Asimov is not very good. I don't think. I don't like his writing that much. I like David Brin. I like Ellie Modisette. I like what's his name? Like Terry Pratchett and like Ringworld is really good. Ringworld's a really good book. Who wrote Ringworld? T.S. Eliot is not science fiction, no. So many documents. Too much noise in the data stream. Loud enough to disrupt everybody's dreams. Frustrations mean mistakes are made until it seems everybody's just throwing shade. I won't be just another casualty of other people's well-intentioned rules. I used to think that some tomorrow there'd be time for yesterday. It's not the sort of thing that one can borrow. No one willing to do in that day. Your uncertainty's implicit, just like an unexpected visit from a bunch of men all dressed in blue suits. I won't be just another casualty of other people's well-intentioned rules. I used to think that some tomorrow there'd be time for yesterday. Thanks, darling.
You're welcome.
H.G. Wells, yeah, probably that would count as science fiction. Old school science fiction. Well, I guess I'm going to wrap this up. It's 2 hours. Thanks for being here, everybody. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.